So hello everyone, welcome back into my channel and welcome back into my tutorial series. I've been working out in these days and I've found myself pretty productive because I've been able to draw 4 big drawings in just 1 month, and it's pretty rare for me because I usually can draw just 1 project a month. And I'm also pretty busy because I'm studying a lot to improve my recording skills, to improve my voiceover, and to improve my English skills. And that's definitely not easy for me to explain such a complex argument as drawing with a different language, but I would love that my tutorials can be understood even abroad, so please forgive my English. I'm also writing a plan to open my Patreon page, trying to find the balance with my rewards and deciding my approach to this project, and obviously what I should offer to you guys. I would love to create a community and give special rewards and exclusive content as tutorials, Q&A, maybe some live drawing session and more. So I obviously will keep on posting my work here on YouTube and Instagram, Facebook for free. And the Patreon will be just a plus to see my work more in detail, maybe who knows, one-on-one online coaching. These are just my ideas because I'll probably launch my Patreon in the first month of 2021, so let's gonna see what happens. So what are we gonna do today? Well, a lot of you guys asked me about a colored pencil tutorial, especially how to render a realistic skin with colors. This tutorial will be split in 2 different parts, and I'll show you my approach, my technique, and how I like to work. I will render a color realistic skin tone of one of my latest projects called Aria, and when I release this tutorial, the project will be already completed and already posted on my Instagram page, so I'll leave the link in the description if you want to see the final result. Materials. Which materials will be used in this tutorial? The paper I'm using is Clairefontaine Pastelmat Dark Gray, and I think it's the best paper for pastels drawing. Definitely the best paper. And about the pencils, I left for a while colored pencils because as now I prefer using pastels. They are easy to blend and I can layer faster and efficiently, and I think I can achieve better effects. These are the pros of using pastels. The cons are they smudge a lot and it's extremely easy to get dirty. It's hard to put a lot of details because they are softer than colored pencil and they break very easily if you don't have a good pencil sharpener, so these are the cons. By the way, my technique works even with the colored pencils like Prismacolor, Polychromos and whatever. You just need to find the equivalent color that I'm using in this video. And maybe I'll record a tutorial about it and show you how to reach this effect with Prismacolor or Polychromos, so how to reach this effect with colored pencils. So in this tutorial I will use Carbothello pastel pencils. I bought the 60 pencil set, that is the largest, and I must admit that these pencils work pretty good, but the variety of colors is a little bit limited and you need to mix 2 or 3 colors to obtain a particular effect or a new color. Sometimes it would be much easier to pick directly the color you need and just draw with it, but you can actually create any color you need with this set. Carbothello pencils have numbers to identify them. You don't find the color name on the pencils. Personally, I prefer names than numbers because I like to name my pencils instead of thinking about numbers. So I like to know that I'm using indigo blue instead of 760 pencil. By the way, you can find the list online of the pencils with the corresponding name. I will leave the link in the description. Apart from that, they work magnificent. And to complete this tutorial, I'll use for the top layers the Sennelier 40 half stick soft pastel portrait set. Sennelier pastels are pure pigment and they are so highly concentrated that even a light stroke delivers a solid and powerful line of pure color. And this set is pretty affordable. You can buy it for $40 on Amazon, and it's pretty perfect for beginners and students. I'll leave the link in the description. And also the Sennelier color is available in 500 colors, and it's basically my dream as an artist, but today I'll just use 4 or 5 colors from this portrait set. So now we'll see in practice how to make this skin tone. You always have to build up the foundation. The goal of this stage is to establish the correct values and draw your underpainting in a green scale. I wrote the Carbothello colors that will be used in this step in the box below. We have the flash and light, leaf green, olive green, raw umber, and Prussian blue. I also put the numbers next to the names. I made background sketch with the pastel white number 100, and I used the grid method to put down my sketch. I like to use grid method instead of freehand sketching because I always prefer a clean base without many pencil strokes, and also because I like to focus on small areas while I'm drawing. It helps me a lot to stay focused and not get lost during the process. So I start with the 681, the flashing light, to establish the highlight areas. This is where the object receives the light directly from the light source. After the highlight stage, I can move to the green foundation. In this step, I'll use these pencils: the leaf green, olive green, Prussian blue, raw umber. I draw the structure with two shades of green. I start with a 585 olive green on the shadow areas, and then I draw with the 575 leaf green the mid-tones areas, and also create a soft layer over my highlights. The purpose of this step is to create a green version as a background foundation of your work. Just focus on establishing darker areas, mid-tones and highlights with the green shades. So I called this video Verdaccio Technique, but what is Verdaccio Technique and how to use it into your drawings? Verdaccio is an underpainting technique which originates from the Italian fresco painters of the early Renaissance. Verdaccio was used to establish tonal values in a fresco painting, creating a soft greenish gray for the shadows of flesh tones. As any artist can tell you, achieving realistic flesh tones, especially in portraits, is one of the most challenging aspects of painting or drawing with colors. But if you draw first with a greenish hue, the flesh tones on top will be more realistic. Green is the complementary color to red, and placing these two hues close together or layer them can create dynamic effects. The green can also kill some of the intensity of the pure orange and pink flesh tones, which can otherwise look plastic or dirt-like on a painting. This is the Verdaccio underpainting technique. Why Verdaccio can be so helpful? A lot of artists use the Verdaccio underpainting before moving to color. Doing so helps to learn how to read values of light and dark more accurately, without having to think about color at all. It also makes the challenge of realistic flesh tones much easier to tackle, so you can establish proper tonal values for the painting without having to worry about colors at the same time. To reinforce the darker spots, I'm using the 390 Prussian blue over the 585 olive green. The blue gives more depth to your darker areas. Now I'll use the 610 raw umber on my darker areas. You can consider the raw umber like a warm color which is made in painting by mixing yellow with purple. Purple is made by mixing red and blue, two primary colors. On the other hand, red and green are complementary colors, and that means when you put a flesh tone over your green foundation, that tone will be depowered by his complementary, and will immediately look more realistic and natural. Also, if you think about human being and you observe his skin colors, you can clearly see that soft green color as a background. Now I will add more layers into my work and I will start to build up my skin tone. I will use these colors: dark ochre, light ochre, golden ochre light, burnt umber and raw umber. In this step I will use the 615 dark ochre on the shadow areas. Now I'm using the 685 light ochre on the mid-tones areas and very softly on the highlight areas. My advice is to go with the flow and don't be too focused on stages and steps. Just enjoy the process and feel what are you doing. You build up your drawing by adding layers one after the other and you are always able to correct what you are doing. Just observe your reference, try to understand which colors can achieve that effect and that effect that you are looking for and build up your skin tone. I also reinforced the darker areas with the 610 raw umber And I like to use a little bit of 692 golden ochre light to put some vibrancy on my highlights. Now I'm using the 625 burn umber on my mid-tones areas. This will give that realistic feeling of the skin tone. Underpainting historically has sometimes been called dead coloring, as it shows the flesh of a figure or a body before the life. And you should consider this step as you are adding blood into the veins of a dead body. That dead body is made by green foundation, and the blood is made by these layers of ochre and browns. Alright, that's it for today. So this was the first part of my tutorial about drawing skin tones with pastels by using the Verdaccio technique. In the next video I'll complete the drawing and I'll use the snowier pastels to finish it. Please leave a like and a comment if you like this tutorial, and let me know if you have any questions. I will be more than happy to answer them. See you for the second part. Bye.